welcome to Farmhouse Stitching. I'm Melissa Norton, and if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm just going to go over what I've been working on. This is my channel for my cross stitching, my quilting, any projects that I might be wanting to share. And I hope you enjoy, my story and things I share. And yeah, so just kind of a life thing going on. It's been a long time since I've got a chance to do a YouTube video because, life just gets busy for everybody. And I am planning wedding with my daughter and working and been a little under the weather, but, hey, stuff goes on. And so I just, it's been a couple months since I've been able to touch base and sorry. My nose. I apologize. That's one of the things. It's like allergies, just things like that. So I have mentioned before that this is the year of starts. I got back into cross stitching last year. I've cross stitched since I was little, but ever since I found some of these absolutely beautiful patterns, I've just been wanting to dive into the world of cross stitch again because things have changed so much and I'm loving it. Actually, maybe a little too much, but that's okay. You got to have your life's joys, right? So just to kind of go over my schedule of things that I want to share with you guys. Finishes are not going to be a lot for me right now because, like I said, this is my year of starts. And because it's 2025, I'm trying to do 25 starts. And so far, let me see here. I think I'm up to, I've been writing everything down in my needle book. If you hear in the background baby kitties, that's another. let me pause for a second. So my husband comes home. Oh God, I don't know. It's probably been 3 weeks now. And I'm in the house and he's at the driveway and he calls me and goes, "Hey, I need you to come out here." And I'm like, "Okay, why?" He's like, "I just need you to come out here." And I'm like, "Okay." So I walk out of the house and I start hearing something. I'm like, "What is that?" And we live in a rural area, a lot of coyotes, things like that. But we live on a very, very busy street too. And he's in the bushes and his Jeep is parked in the driveway. I'm like, and I'm hearing this crying. I'm like, oh no, that's not what I think it is. And sure enough, he plucks out of these bushes 3 newborn kittens. I'm not kidding. Have probably barely opened their eyes. And I'm like thinking, babies don't usually cry. I mean, the mama usually tries to keep them pretty quiet because, predators and things like that. So we bring them in and I'm like, okay, I happen to have little bottles. I've done, I've had to do this before in the past and things like that. I am not a cat person, but again, I'm not going to leave baby kitties out in the cold at the time. Actually, I've got a couple scratches on me from them. So yeah, if you hear them in the background, that's that crying noise. So that's what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks too, is also bottle feeding kittens. Me, my husband, my daughter have been taking turns. So that's been interesting. But back to this. So a needlework enthusiast book of days 2025. I've been documenting my starts and what I've been working and stitching on. So I'm going to how many? It says I have 13 started already for the year. So I think, yes, okay, I do have that one in there. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget, I think, my latest start that I started. So, yeah, so I've been putting that in there. So the schedule of this video, I want to talk about, you know, any finishes I do have, which I don't really have much. Bag projects, I've made some more bags. My starts, my whips, my haul. So that's basically the schedule of the video. So let's see. So for finishes, I did finish this display stand for the mini villages, and whatever else I feel will fit in this. I'm gonna put magnets, I think, here, whatever, on my projects, so I can just magnet and then change them out seasonally or whatever I feel like doing. The mini villages are seasonal by month. So I want to display that, but it comes raw wood. So I painted it, glued it. Looks like I probably need to touch up right here. Yeah, I need to do some touch up here. I'm not really worried about under here, but it looks like the front of it, I'll have to do a little bit more paint right there, but that's okay. If not, it's kind of actually gives it kind of more of a little rustic. Actually, I kind of like it. That little bit of an unfinished look. So I don't know. I might just end up leaving it that way. But anyways, I did that to display. Sorry, guys. I heard this sound. I didn't know what it was. It was my air conditioning, my swamp cooler unit coming on, and it just totally distracted me. So let's see. Mini villages. Oh, they're in here. They're in this one. I keep it in my kind of my Valentine-y pink heart bag for right now, because this was one that I made, like one of my somewhat first ones I ever made, and so I've just been storing them in here. You have and I remembered my board this time. I'm like trying to be prepared more. So and I didn't iron, you guys, yet. I apologize for that, but I will hopefully get better in time with getting them ironed and everything. But because I've showed this to you before, and I just, again, this is the February one that is gonna go on that display. So that one's finished. And then my projection of like what I've worked on, let's see, this is January's. So this is my progress of my January. So, and then February or March's is coming along. I got the little house. I think last time with March's I still have a very, very small start with March, but I don't think I had any of the house done, or maybe just a little bit of the roof, but I've gotten some more of it done here. I like how the tree kind of looks like 4-leaf clover leaves. So so that's how I've gotten on the mini villages. The fabric, oh gosh, let me see here. I think it's just the linen. I don't remember who made it. I think I've told you before the linen, the fabric is by in previous video, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now. This is all being done in DMC's So I have, this is pretty much all the January ones and things that I've kind of put here on these little floss tags. But the February one, I kind of just had on the little, you know, the little things that you put your floss on. I haven't really, actually I'm gonna put them on the ring. I haven't really organized that. Oop. And then of course it just falls off. Everything falls off the ring. So, yeah, I've been trying to keep everything organized as best as I can. You probably heard the kitties again, maybe. I don't know. You probably heard the swamp cooler kick on. So, it's getting hot here in California. I mean, California's weather this time of year, between March, April, May, June, you know, you have that June gloom, they call it. Well, yeah. With here, you never know what you're gonna get. I swear, it's bipolar. You don't know. One day it's cold, one day it's hot, one day it's windy, one day it's not. I mean, it's just so unpredictable this time of year what we're gonna have. But it has been nice lately. At least the last few days, it's been nice. So let's see. I just wanted to share that with you real quick because that is a work in progress, and I kind of skipped ahead a little bit, but it went with my theme of my finish for my display sign. So I just wanted to show you that. My bag projects, let's see. I actually had ordered a couple bags from a YouTuber. I think it's Privies and Prims. Her name is Doreen Brennan, and she makes a lot of project bags too. And she made me this one with this fabric. And I put this little charm on it so far. I just have this little, teapot. And then she included this little, what do you call them? Thread keep? And it has the little wool inside. They're a little on the smaller side for me, which is fine because this is perfect for like your smalls and stuff. So what I have in this one, I'll come back to that. I just want to show you the bag first. So that's one bag I ordered from her. Another bag I ordered from her has this really cute Jane Austen fabric. And I'm not sure what this one is called, but I'm sure if you really wanted to know, you could contact Doreen Brennan on Privies and Prims is her, YouTube channel, if you're interested. And then, so this is the Jane Austen bag that she made. And again, I've already got a project in here. And then it's got these little charms I put on it. Little rose and kind of vintagey. And this one, I don't think had a needle minder, or not needle minder. Oh, it did. It has a thread keep as well with the, yeah, see, I already put some in it that I'm hanging on to. That's got a project in it too. I ordered another one. It had campers on it, like cute little vintage campers and stuff. But I gave it to a friend because she is really big into the vintage camper fabric. She just absolutely loves it. And I was like, you know what, we've been doing a lot of hanging out and going to fabrics shopping and things like that. So it's just been fun. So I gifted her that one. So yeah. So those are just some bags that I had bought. Just because, you know, I try to support, you know, small businesses or just people on Etsy, you know, things like that. It's always good to give back into your little Flosstube community and floss stitching, or just stitching community, or just anyone actually in general, to your small business owners. You know, there are some people out there that really struggle, and you know, social activities with work and things are always not ideal for some people. And I know sometimes I struggle sometimes with being an introvert and not really, because I have to, in my line of business, I have to socialize. I have to talk to people. It's like I'm a profiler, if you will, in my line of work. It's sales too, but it's financial needs things. I work for a bank, so it's very demanding. But, you know, the small businesses, I'm a business specialist in my line of work as well, and that's actually something I'm very proud of. But so I understand what it takes for a small business and little things that are important to people, just like making the project bags or making anything on Etsy. It's a good little community. So I really fell in love with this fabric. I loved it. And I believe it's Moda. I'm 99% sure it's Moda. I couldn't tell you the fabric line. I apologize, but I think it's newer. But it's got these bees on it. And I need to spray it some more with some water. I got some more blue lines in there. I apologize for my nails. I am a profusive nail biter, and normally I have acrylic nails on, but like I said, life has just gotten away from me. I do my own, and right now I've just not felt very well to put them back on. So, but that's the back of it. This is the front, and I did this vinyl too. So this was one of my, I want to say this is what my first project doing the vinyl. No, it wasn't. There's another one I did. This was either my second or third one I did with the vinyl. So yeah, so there's this one. Inside, I'm gonna pull the project out that I have in here so you can see the inside fabric that I chose. So let me get everything out here. On the inside, I used, sorry for the glare, I used these Be Kept with the sunflowers. And then, you know, I have the little sunflower keychain charm thingy on the zipper pull. So yeah, I used, I feel bad I'm drawing a blank. I need to write down these things and make notes, which I probably did in a different folder. I watched the YouTube channel to make the bags. I don't know if it was a Fat Quarter Shop one or if it was, I'd have to get back to you on the video I watched on the project bag making, but it's like super simple to make. These are like not hard to make at all. It's just taking the time to do it. And some people don't like using sewing machines. I've been sewing since I was 8 years old, so it just comes to me like no problems. Let's see. So I did that one. I made that one. This one, okay, so this chicken fabric, just thought it was so cute. You look at it, so adorable. These little chickies. definitely different. I found it at Hobby Lobby. It was one of their little fat quarters for like $1.49 or something. And I just put on the inside, let's see, let me take the project out here. The inside I used a gingham, a yellow gingham, which I believe is Lori Holt fabric. And then I put, for right now, I just put a little mushroom charm. And some of these charms I found at Hobby Lobby as well. So, zippers, some of the zippers I've used are some that I have had, some I've bought from Hobby Lobby. I actually went on Amazon and I ordered, I don't know how many zippers, 50 in a bundle. And it was cheap. It was like $16 or $17 or something like that. I don't know. And they seem like they were pretty good quality. So I do like the double pulls a lot by Lori Holt. But again, if you're looking for something a little bit more economical, you know, those Amazon ones. And what was cool is if you ordered so much, I don't remember if it's like $25 or whatever, in that one time, you literally would get the order like the same, it was the same day or the very next day, and it was like, oh, okay, it's some sort of express delivery thing if you spent so much. And I thought, so I ordered, I think maybe some needles or the clips. That's what I needed to grab, the clips, the clip on my board when I'm showing you. But yeah, so I ordered a bunch of zippers, so I'm ready to go as I make my bags. Let's see here. And if I'm going too fast, you guys, let me know. I just don't want the video to be like 2 hours long. You know, I get sometimes our videos are lengthy, especially since it's been a couple months since I've touched base with you guys. So I have a lot to show you. This one, okay, so this is a big, oops, sorry. This is a big project bag, okay? Let me just take everything out because this is a big project. It's my largest one, I think, that I'm gonna be doing. And I probably made the bag a little too big, but you know what? I just wanted at least one really big bag. So this has another, I want to say this is Moda as well, but it has the bees and some flowers, and it's got some gold, like there's gold in the leaves. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's a metallic. But then I had like the bee honeycomb like pattern for the inside. And then I just put this zipper pull for right now until I can get me like something that matches a little bit better. But yeah, so I wanted to make at least one big project bag, and I've been on this bee kick. Melissa, if you look it up, again, my name's Melissa, means honeybee. So I like anything that has to do with honeybees, but sunflowers are my absolute favorite flower. So, and I love that. Okay, so those were my new bags that I had made for my project. Sorry, I have a hair on my nose. Okay, that's gonna bug. So that's what I've done for new bags. So I want to see here. Starts. I do have, let's see. No, this one I need to show you. Okay, one of the starts. Okay, this one. And I think just about all the new bag projects, I don't know if I've even shown you guys any of those projects yet or not. So we're going back to my chicken bag. This one I downloaded as a PDF. So let me pull it up for you guys. And it's on my tablet. So, my tablet cover I've had it for some time, but I just love it. And again, it was an Etsy purchase, so it's really nice, like old tapestry looking fabric with a leather bound, so keeps it really secure. Don't know why I had to tell you guys about that, but I just did. Okay. Let's see if we go to files. It's called Spring Sampler and Happy Pigs Keep. I don't want to show you guys the chart, so let me see if I can pull it up to where I just show you. Yeah, there we go. Sorry for the glare, I'm trying to bring it up, but yeah, it's a spring sampler, Happy Pigs. I guess it's got a needle keep. So that one I'm working on. That was a new start. I started it on, let's see, I've been writing down the dates of when I start things too. So apparently I didn't write it down. Hang on, let's see here. Obviously it was in, like, let me see. Found the kitties on Friday, May 2nd. So May 2nd is when we found the 3 little kitties. Okay. Oh, okay. I started it April 24th. So it's been a little bit. It's been almost a month that I started it. So you would think, oh, she's probably almost done, right? Yeah, guys, remember, I work full time. And it's not a race. It's the journey that we take while we're doing this. I'm going to write that down real quick so I don't forget. April 24th, 2025. And this is by Sub Rosa. By the way, this Sub Rosa. So let's see. April 24th, 2025. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I've got that. And then, let's see. I'm gonna get my board. Sorry, put it down there. And, okay, so the fabric, I'm doing this on a, oh, and I know my fabric on my mini villages, just if you want to know, is a 32 count, I believe. 32 or 30, no, it's a 32. I'm like 99% sure it's 32. This I think is 36 count. And this is, this one I converted the floss from Weeks Dye Works to DMC because I'm still building my Weeks Dye Works stash, and all the colors that it wanted I didn't have yet. So I did a conversion from the Weeks Dye Works to DMC, and then the fabric I'm doing it on I got from 123stitch.com is 36 count Bramble by, it's Edinburgh linen. So yeah, 36 count Bramble. And Bramble kind of has this, let's see. Almost almost like a gray purplish, I think. But I got all the border is just this little blue border, and then these are the flowers that I've done so far. So, but I like the modeling on this. It's got, you know, just a lot of you know, looks like something spilled on it and stuff. So, and it's not, it's just modeled that way. So I really like that. And I'm doing the anything that has a border. I know some people have talked about they don't care for doing borders. Some people love doing borders. My thing with borders is it gives me that guideline of how big it's gonna be too. Making sure I'm in the parameters of what I'm stitching. It just, I think it helps me more with that. And then I'm gonna cut this down because it's, you know, it's a big piece of fabric that I've got this little project on. And so I could maybe start something else on this fabric if I wanted to. So that's how far I've gotten on that one. And then this is all the DMC colors. There's not that many colors in this project, but I think what caught my eye the most, because these are the colors, like I'm slowly like transferring them onto these little cards. There's this one here. But what really caught my eye was the fact that this one here, and that's the border. This little bit of aqua, which is the 964 and the DMC. And I think the aqua and the pinks together, and it just was different. And I was like, okay, I like that. So I'm liking how it's coming out so far. I hope you guys do too, but sorry, I keep getting notifications popping up on my phone. Driving me nuts. Go away. I'm busy. Okay, so that's that one. Let's go to my bee bag, because yeah, this is the bee bag with these bees. This is a start. This is got All Creatures Great and Small by Barbara Anna Designs. And this one was the very last, okay, that's the very last one I've started. So this is my most recent start. And let's see, let's see, it was either after, let's see, obviously it was after that spring sampler one. So I actually started them on the exact same day. I started both of them on April 24th, 2025. And so this one, All Creatures Great and Small is another big project. So it's All Creatures Great and Small by Barbara Anna Designs. I am gonna probably do what Lori Holt did. I'm gonna change out some of the reds, change out maybe some of the greens, or add different greens, like kind of like what she did, because I want the reds to stand out a little bit more. This is also being stitched actually on the called for fabric, which is the 40 count vintage country mocha linen from Zweigart. I hope I say that right. Again, this one's all DMC as well. Like I said, I am working into Weeks Dye Works. I've got a couple cottage garden threads. So I've got threads. I'm working into other fancier threads, I guess. And some silks. I just started silks too. So again, this was I started this the same day I started my spring sampler. And so far, I got that border. I got this part of the border accomplished. So again, I'm trying to do the borders so I can see how big it's going to be, because I had to really make sure I got the right size fabric for this one. I had ordered 40 count vintage country mocha, but it was a smaller cut. It was a smaller piece, and this wasn't going to fit on there. It was too small. So I was like, oh shoot, okay. So then I realized that before I started stitching, thank goodness, because I'm trying to get better at making sure I'm checking my measurements and stuff on my projects. Because, you know, the small ones, you look at the small ones, you're like, okay, but these big projects, you need to make sure you have enough. So yeah, so far I've just gotten that border accomplished on there for that. And I mean, that's 40. Okay. Where are the fabrics for this one? Or the threads. I think I accidentally put the silk threads. Yeah, these are silk threads for a different design. Okay, hang on. Turn this sideways. Sorry, I'm trying to put this back in here, you guys. I don't want to get things mixed up, which obviously looks like I may have a little bit, which I know this is not being done in silks. So this one is definitely DMC. Those are the silks. Not quite sure where I put the, okay, so I think the DMC actually is still in this Hobby Lobby bag because I've only done one color, which is that border color. So I haven't really put anything yet onto floss drops. So I'm still working on that. The next dart I'm going to show you is in this bag, in the big bag, because like I said, this is a big project. This is kind of like, I cannot wait to have this one done. It is so pretty, but this is my big girl. This is my big girl. This is the 1857, the GH 1857. And yes, I bought all the Vicki Clayton silks to do this, to do the big. And this is such a beautiful book. This is the sampler. And let's see, I am doing this one on this is also being done on 40 count vintage country mocha. Which I think the vintage country mocha in this one might be slightly darker. Or has more modeling. Actually, it looks a little bit darker than the previous one. It's interesting how that happens sometimes. Your piece, your dye lot you get is slightly. And this one, I had to also order in a big piece, like a really, really big piece, and I have it all clipped up and everything. This one I started April 20th. This was my Easter stitch. I started it on Easter Day. And so far, this is the border part that I've gotten done so far. Little bit, just a little bit done, but it's like it's this huge chunk of vintage country mocha that I've had to clip up and get out of the way. I stitch in hand. I don't use hoops. I don't like hoops. My hand, yes, it cramps a little bit, but that's okay. Let's just take breaks here and there. I ordered these beautiful floss drops from Etsy. They've got these roses on them. And that's what I'm putting the silks on as I use them, as I kind of use them here. I know some people don't put them on drops. Some people keep them like rolled up on the spools because this is like the spools with all the silk in here. I don't know if it's because they get tangled or why they do that, but for me, I'm like putting the little pieces on here. It works for me. I actually put them in the bag here. And so yeah, so I'm really excited to eventually have this one done. It'll probably take me a very long time. Because like I said, 25 starts is a lot of starts, at least for me. Maybe some people can, I don't know, maybe that's something normal for them. A lot of these, like I've watched Handmade by Sarah W. And she's so adorable, and I love how she has her sowls that she does with Stitchy Sarah Reeds. And then Jordan with the tattoo stitcher. They are just amazing, and their projects and finishes and things like that. So they've been so fun to watch. But again, I'm just taking this at my own leisure, and I'm hoping to get done what I can as I go. Sorry, I didn't put my book away here. I just want to stay a little bit organized. I did. Oh my God, there's this bird outside that is like right by my window here, and he was just chirping up a storm. Why is it when you do videos, things like that always happen where they noisy things, or you know, it's like, and I don't mind the birds, are you kidding? But it's always right when you're trying to talk to you guys. Okay, so I think those are my most recent starts. I have the Little Red Schoolhouse, Pin Keep 1862 by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. This one I started April 13th, 2025. That one in the red bag that I got from Doreen Brennan. Some fuzzies on it. Let's see. So this bag, I'm going to plan on keeping like all my red work, like all the ones that you're just doing in all the red. So like I said, Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, Little Red Schoolhouse. And that's that one. And let's see. I'm doing this with Cottage Garden. What is this color called? Hugs and Kisses. The Hugs and Kisses Variegate. What are you doing? Get out of here. There we go. Variegated. It goes like this really deep red to a really pretty bright red. So yeah, I just love this. It's so pretty. And the Cottage Garden. Hugs and Kisses number 107. 1007, excuse me. I guess that's how you would say that. This is being stitched on 40 count Wren Newcastle linen fabric. Again, from 123stitch.com. Let me show you where I'm at on this one. Yeah. I have my tomato pin keep with this. I just love it. So that is my start on there. See how it kind of gets dark and then red, dark and red. So I'm really liking how that's coming out. This fabric's really nice to stitch on too. These 40 counts have been an adventure for me, to say the least. And I'm really enjoying 36 and 40 count. 32 count gives you a little bit of a break from the magnifier though, so or at least for me it does. So that is my Little Red Schoolhouse. Blue Skin. Okay, Blue Skin is right here. Is what I like to, I'm sorry, I keep bumping this cord. Blue Skin is what I like to call my car stitch. I take this one right now. This is the one I've been taking with me to work. I know Sarah, Handmade with Sarah W. She has a purse stitch that she's working on. I don't remember which one it is, but you know, if you check out her YouTube video, she'll show you her purse stitch. But this is my car stitch. This is in my patchwork Americana bag that I made. Again, don't look. It still frustrates me. That was supposed to be the inside. Whatever. I'm over it. Not. Okay. Yeah, because this is what's inside, and that was supposed to be the outside. So yeah, see, one side is like that. What's like whatever. So this is Blue Skin. This is Blue Skin. I've told you before in the past videos. This was one of George Washington's horses, and so this is by Plum Street Samplers. I believe I had started it on Washington's birthday. I'm using all the Called Floor flosses, couple DMCs, couple Wheat Star Works, Color and Cotton. I do have a couple Color and Cotton, so this is like my first stitch where I've used Color and Cotton floss. And so let me show you how I've progressed on this one. Oh, this is also being done on, I think it's a 30, I think this is a 32, which is tight for a 32. I know it's called Slate. Okay, I'm like almost positive it's like a 32 count slate. Yeah, actually, I'm like positive it's 32 count slate, but I can't tell you the maker of the, I don't remember if it's Newcastle or Edinburgh, or I don't remember who. But well, that's frustrating because I usually have, but it's because I don't have to use the magnifier with this one that I made it my car stitch to take to work. And so far I've gotten that far. I started on the flag, and I am off, whoops, sorry. The little branch here, I am off by, I think, 1 stitch, but I'm making it work. So, but so far, I usually catch my mistakes pretty fast, I have to admit. I'm good about counting and counting and counting. Because I really don't want to work on these and then find out later on that you get going to a point you're like, why is this so off? It will just drive me bonkers yes. So that's why I'm so adamant about really making sure that my stitches are good, that I'm on. Yes, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. It's just how I can fix them, if I can fix them in time. I would rather do that than feel like I've got this whole thing off pretty bad to where it's just not going to work. It's not going to come together right. So I'm sure most people would say they wouldn't even notice. They would think it's fine, but you know, and if you have a personality like mine where you know it's not right, you just can't. It like bugs you to death. So, but yes, I've gotten quite a bit done on it. So I was pretty proud with these little, I think they're apples. Apples or cherry tree. I think George Washington was known for his cherry tree. I think. And I'm kind of a history buff, if I remember right. Yeah. So, he's famous for his little cherry trees or something. If I'm wrong, don't, you know. Oh, here it is. It's Fiber on a Whim. And it is 32 count. I was right. Belfast linen slate. So, yes, Fiber on a Whim. I recently signed up for like a Fabric of the Month thing, and I believe it is Fiber on a Whim fabrics that I'll be getting. And I really, really like this fabric. You can see the holes good and everything. But the Fabric of the Month that I did was a 36 count Fiber of the Month. So, I was going to show you the flosses. Kind of a mess here, but let's see, because we've got, like I said, we've got some DMCs, we've got some color and cottons. These are the color and cottons. We've got stepping stones and used brick and the color and cotton. We've got the Weeks Dye Works in here. So, you know, all these colors, and they're all these kind of like muted shades. There's some grays, beige, pink. There's a darker brown color. So, yeah. So those are the flosses for my Americana bag. A lot of people I noticed are doing their Americana stitches, which is wonderful. And that's like mine so far. I love some of these. I cannot wait to start. Oh, I don't know if I have that pattern yet. There's this pattern I keep seeing people doing, and I want to say it's a Brenda Gervais. And I just love it. It's an Americana one, so if I don't have it yet, I eventually will. Because I have been on a, like I said, I got back into cross stitching, and I've been on a buying spree, and I'm trying to do a stash and get things going, and just feel like stitching on whatever my heart feels like stitching on. Okay, so that was Blueskin. I showed you my mini villages. They are by Country Cottage Needleworks, by the way. And let's see, March's was started March 1st, February's was started February 2nd, January's was started January 26th. So those were my mini villages. My stitch card set, my Lori Holt stitch card set, which I actually keep in my Lori Holt bag here, that I made with one of her little kit things. I'm working on a milk cow cross stitch. So I'm working on, the cow one. I've already done the pig, I've already done the sheep, so I'm working on the cow. And so far, and this is being done on an Aida. 16 count Aida. It was just one I had, you know. When I started cross stitching a long time ago, all I did was Aida. So far I've just got this on that one. The other ones I've showed in previous videos, I finished them, I believe. Not fully finished. They're just they're finished, stitched, and I cut them out, and I've got to turn them into the little pillows I'm going to turn them into. So just a real quick, brief update on that one, because, you know, I want to get all those stitched. I have a bunch of her stitch cards, so I'm working on that one. Let's see. So this one I do not have written down when I started it okay, you know what? this one. I know I may have started the same day, April 24th. I think because I just decided I wanted to start. I really, really did. Let me see. No, I started this May 3rd. Farmhouse stitching. Farmhouse. It's stitching with the housewives. So let's see, I started that May 3rd, 2025. So let me write that. So that's 14 starts actually. So farmhouse by stitching with the housewives. And that's another one I've watched their YouTube channels too, and they're really good. And I started that. Did I say May 3rd? Yeah, May 3rd. 2025. Okay. That's the one I'm keeping in my little Jane Austen right now. So my channel again is called Farmhouse Stitching. And I wanted something to represent my channel. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's perfect. So it's the little farmhouse, you know, stitching with the housewives. And I like how they did it on a dark fabric. I've never stitched on dark fabric. Again, I'm stitching it on 36 count slate by Edinburgh, which is interesting. This is 36 count slate, right? My other one is also Fiber on a Whim, 32 count slate, right? Both slate fabrics. But this one is much, much darker than the one I'm doing on Blueskin. So it's kind of interesting how something could have the same name and yet it's totally different. This is not easy. Okay. This has not been easy because these holes are somewhat difficult to see on this fabric. So this is what I've started though. And it's just been, I don't know if it was because of me not really feeling good or it was late, later in the evening. I like to stitch at night a lot sometimes too, but this one's so far, the threads I've stitched with are on here. There's a gold, white, and green, and this 642 beigey color. So those are the colors I've stitched with so far, and then these are the other two that are in it as well. So it's only got a few colors. Of course, that white color, it's gonna have a lot because of the farmhouse. But I thought those colors they all really pop on here. Oops. They really go really well. So yeah, so they're gonna show up really good on that fabric. It's just gonna be a little time consuming, I think, because that dark fabric is not the easiest to stitch on. That's okay. I'm still liking it. Spring sampler. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. This is another a project bag that I had made by Lori Holtman Ricketts, and I've showed that to you before. This one has my Love Never Fails by Barbara Anna Designs, and I had started this January 20th, 2025. This is one that I'm really, really wanting to get done this year, preferably before September. We'll see. This is for my daughter because she's getting married this year, and I am making it around her. and what she looks like. So let me show you. I've showed it to you before, but let me just show you the chart first. So this is the Love Never Fails by Barbara Anna Designs. And if you see the woman here, she's got really, really dark hair. Well, my daughter doesn't. My daughter has platinum blonde hair. She was born with very, very light hair. So I've changed it up to where she's got the blonde hair. And last time I think I showed this to you, my husband had walked in the house, so I really couldn't go over like what I had worked on, but I know I've done some, I've done some more of the flower here in the middle. Sorry, I'm just having a hard time holding this. The flowers in the middle, I had worked on some of those. I definitely have worked on the girl, or my Savannah is what I'll call it, because that is my Savannah. It's my daughter's name. And then, so yeah, so I definitely have progressed on the flowers in the center and her. The other parts I may have already showed you, but that so far is, and that is, oh gosh. This is another one. I always forget what it is for some reason when I'm stitching on it, and I know I think it's a 32 count, because all the ones I have shown you pretty much except for, so my mini villages are stitched 2/1, so 2 threads, sorry, 2/2. 2 threads, 2 flosses over 2. My Ada ones are 2/2, I think, or 2/1. It might be 2/1 on the Ada. All the rest of them are 1/2. So 1 floss over 2 threads. And then this one is 2/2. This one's definitely a more concentrated of colors. I really wanted it to look that way. I think because this was one of the first ones I started getting back into, and this is like one of the ones that made me get back into cross stitch, because all the samplers, all the antique patterns and things that are reproduced and everything, I was like, oh. And as you can see, I love antiques. Love, love, love antiques. So, and this is, I want to say it's a 32 or 36 count, 2/2. And normally on a 36 count now, I would not do a 2/2. I would do a 1/2. So, but I cannot remember the name of the fabric. I apologize. I know I have it somewhere, probably written down or whatever, but it's, yeah, it's just a really pretty neutral, non-modeled fabric. And I'm very, very proud of this one. It's gonna be so pretty, and she's gonna just love it. So that's that one. I have this one that I've done, another Lori Holt bag kit. And it's got the pumpkin, her pumpkin zipper pull. This one, okay, I don't even know what I did. This one had my all creatures great and small, because it had the crow on it, And for some reason, I changed the bag, all creatures great and small, to a different bag. So this one has all the floss in it for the all great and small. And as you can see, 347 is like Lori Holt's favorite red. So I have 347 in here instead of her reds. Greens, I haven't decided quite what I'm gonna change yet on it. But so far, this bag is honestly just holding something that I want to eventually start, which is Winds of the Autumn by Blackbird Designs. And I really want to start this crow strawberry one. I want this to be my first little strawberry project because I'm just in love with that crow. And then I really like this one. So I think those two are going to be the first two that I start out of here. But there is just so many, Blackbird Designs has so many pretty patterns too. So that's what's in there. So that's why I was wondering where my floss went for all creatures. Like, wait a minute, I could have swore I put it together. I am trying to be more organized, but with this mini starts this year, it's been fun. It really has. It's been a ton of fun, but it's a lot to keep track of. So that's why these project bags are actually so important to keep track of, and so fun to make. So fun to make. I love it. This one I made. I was so excited. I love this fabric. I made my summer bag. I put a little strawberry zipper pull. I love these little fruit butts with the ladies at the beach. And I was like, this is my summer bag. I don't have a project in here yet. I am waiting. This is the inside fabric. So cute. It's all these fruits and everything. I am waiting for Fabrics by Stephanie. She's, I've reached out to her and like, hey, she did mention it was 4 to 6 weeks. I think I'm going possibly a little past that time frame, but that's okay. She has my pomegranate fabric that I want for this ladybug. I think it's hands-on design, and I'll show you that in my haul. But that's my one of my summer starts I want to do, and I want to put it in this bag. So that's what I'm waiting for. So I don't know, I don't think I've shown this to you, but if I have, but I really loved this fabric. And I've had this fabric for years, and I didn't know what to do with it. I just fell in love. I just thought it was so funny. I thought it was so funny with these ladies. They had all these fruit bathing suits. So it was just, it cracked me up when I saw it. So I had to buy it, but I had no idea what I was going to use it for. So when I got into this, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Perfect. This is my Easter, vintage Easter one that I just love. And that lace was a little temperamental, but that's okay. So that's the back of it. And this is one of the project bags I actually didn't put quilting on. And I kind of wish now in a way that I had. But I love this fabric so much. And I just decided to do the lace trim instead of quilting. But when I grab it, it's like you feel like you're pulling. See, you feel like you're pulling on the, but it's okay. It's just for me. Again, it's just got the blue. I was trying to use up this blue fabric. I mentioned that before too. I don't remember how far I got on this compared to my last video. I think I did get all the border finished on certain parts of it. And then started on, doing the pink flowers. Okay, this is kind of a biggie. I'm gonna go back here because this is kind of a big one. But I got all the border, and then there's still another like inside border, I think, that's white I gotta do. But I wanted to do all these pink flowers. And it's so pretty. This is the spring sampler by Croquette Go-Go. I don't know if I say that right, but whatever. It's Croquette A Go-Go. I'm doing it on a 36 count platinum Edinburgh linen. And so that is the pattern. But I'm really loving the way this is coming out on this platinum. I love this platinum fabric. It's just, it's so nice. It's so nice. The Edinburgh linens, I feel are very nice linens. And I want to say that's what my really dark slate one is. I think I said it was an Edinburgh, but I think just because it's dark fabric, it's just hard to see those holes. So I'm having to be very careful when I stitch, and it's just taking me a while to get those. That's going to take me a while to get done. But anyways, that's my progression on that. Okay, so that is it for my whips. I hope you guys are still hanging in there with me. Oh, you know, this is so fun to share everything with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. If there's any questions or anything, just please let me know. But we're gonna go into the haul of some things that I've picked up and some things I'm really looking forward to making. So if you are not really big into watching the hauls or whatever, I get that. But hopefully you like and subscribe and share my channel with friends and family and things like that. I really appreciate it. I mean, this is just a little thing I just want to talk about. I want to look into retreats. I'm here in the Southern California area, so if anyone knows of retreats or even stitching stores they love to go to or anything like that, let me know. I've never been to a retreat, and I would really like to start doing that and getting more stitchy friends. And I just love watching the YouTube and all the community that's involved. So so just let me know, make a comment, let me know what you think. But let's get into the haul. I recently picked up, this is With Thy Needle and Thread, which is a Brenda Gervais pattern. It's When Witches Go Riding. So I am really wanting to get some fall ones going. And you know what's funny about all this stitching I have done with the spring and things like that? Fall is my favorite time of year. Like I said, I love sunflowers. I love orange. I love orange. My favorite color is actually, like, you know, your deep red, burgundy. That's my favorite color. I love deep reds. Like that Hugs and Kisses thread that I showed you by Cottage Garden. It's just like one of my favorite colors. But it's funny to me because I love fall so much. I decorate in my house a lot. I haven't started any fall stitches, and I just kind of laugh at myself because I was so gung-ho on, like, I'm more seasonal. And when I started, it was winter time, and we're going into spring, so it's like, okay, I just think it's funny. But yes, I'm looking really forward to doing this. So cute. So cute, these little three. They want you to stitch it on 3 pieces of 40 count. Vintage Country Mocha. So I'll have some vintage. So I already have the fabric to do these on that they're calling for. They're calling for DMC Weeks, Dye Works, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks. So I may end up ordering the ones I don't have, just so I can start getting more of a floss stash. I get Weeks Dye Works monthly subscription through Happy Little Stitch Shop, and I also have Lori Holt fabric that I get monthly from Happy Little Stitch Shop. So I'm absolutely happy with those subscriptions. I haven't gotten any of my fiber on the whim yet, so hopefully I'll get my first one soon, and I'll share that fabric with you. But so yeah, I'm gonna do that one. And that was, I believe it was an Etsy purchase. This is also with Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. Autumn's Acorn Gathering. So another autumn one. It's these little squirrels. Little his and her squirrels. And she's got that little pumpkin basket. And I get so mad at my squirrels on my property because they always want to eat all my chicken feed and stuff. And I just tell myself, you know what? They're just getting breakfast. I'm like, whatever. Squirrels are just very destructive with vehicles and things like that. So in the back of my property, I don't really mind them. But the problem is they repopulate like crazy. So we have to be careful. Unfortunately, I've had to dispose of them in certain ways, but I'm just always afraid of poison because of my cat. I have an outside cat. I have dogs outside, and so I don't want them to get poisoned. So sometimes you just have to deal with those little issues, and I just try to tell myself, guess what? It's better than losing one of them. Okay, so this one is hands-on design. Autumn Folk. This I ordered from, actually I ordered this from Chantel's 141 because I ordered also the design board that this goes on. So this is the Autumn Folk. So this is another autumn one. And I ordered the design board to go with it. So, yeah, and so I'll probably end up staining it. I don't know if I'll leave it this color or not, just because I do have kind of mocha colored walls in my house. My kitchen is called Tea Stain, so that's a paint color. I have this mocha, kind of a medium to, not dark, but medium mocha color on my walls. I don't have a lot of white walls in my house, so that's why I'm not sure if I want to stain this darker or not. I might end up still staining it a little bit, but I kind of like it the way it is, how it really shows these. So I don't know. We shall see. So that's another that I got from them. This one, this was an Etsy purchase, Jen Stitchy Niche, jenstitchynitch.etsy.com. This is another Brenda Gervais, Summer Swan. So actually this is a patriotic stitch. I want to get this one going actually pretty soon. This probably will be my next start, just because we're going into patriotic. 40 count vintage country mocha. She likes her vintage country mocha, so we've got that. Again, Weeks Dye Works Floss, Classic Colorworks, General Arts. So I may be ordering some floss here like soon, like in the next day or two. So I think I'll leave this one out to remind me that this is my next start. So that's that one. I had ordered this magnetic needle house. I think as I'm done stitching and just putting needles away, I just want to stick them in something to hold them if I'm not using them. So I just ordered this. It's just a magnet plate, and you just put them on there. So I don't know. We'll see how I like that. I got this Annie B's Folk Art Garden Fair, and I thought it was so cute because anything with chickens. I love my chickens. I'm sure you guys saw Chicken Nuggy. She is now, an update for Chicken Nuggy, she is now out in the chicken pen enjoying life with her other silky families. I wasn't sure how that was gonna go because sometimes chickens, they have their pecking order. They don't always like each other. They will even go as far as killing an outsider. So I introduced her slowly. I initially introduced her into my pen with my big chickens because I had a couple roosters in my silky pen that they're okay with each other. They get along for the most part. There's always one that has to be the bully and the head honcho. So just wasn't sure. Well, she ended up getting along better with the silkies, the little ones, versus my bigger hens. My bigger hens, I have a couple of them. Can't help but say they are bees, the B word. Yeah, so it just wasn't gonna happen. So this one, Annie B's Folk Art Garden Fair. And I like how they made this pillow. I think that is so cute, and that bee kept. I almost want to make that little bee kept all by itself on something, and put it in something or on something, just because it's just so cute by itself. This one is calling for a 28 count ivory Irish linen, 2 over, with gentle arts, weak dye works, and classic colorworks. I won't do a 28 count. I'll do a 32 or a 36. It's probably going to end up being on a 36, or yeah, which means it'll probably be a little smaller. But yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that one, because 28 count, I won't do a 28 count. There's no point in doing that. I'd rather do a 32. So I already have some. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do that one eventually. This one I had got because I was in like the spring fever or whatever, but I have not started it. It's another with Dye the Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais, the Rabbit and the Rose. A lot of people have been stitching this one, and I just love those heritage cabbage roses that are in here, and that little fluffy tail. That is done with something, I guess that's called Whisper? Whisper thread, yeah. So Whisper thread color W89 Ecru by Rainbow Gallery. I do not own that, so but I'm looking forward to getting some of that and trying it out. Again, done on a 40 count. This one was done on Time Goes by Linen by Seraphim Fabrics. Time. Oh, that's funny. You know how you look at a word and you pronounce it the way it's spelled, and you know that's not how you say it. That's basically what I just did there. That's funny. So yeah, we'll be probably, I don't know if I'll start that one this year. That might be a next year one during spring next year, but I don't know. We'll see. This is a Little House Needleworks, the Rooster and the Hens. So I just thought that is so cute. You have the little chickens. You have again the little chicken house. I love those buttons. Yes, kitties, I know. We'll feed you soon. This one is by Teresa Kogut. This is Needle and Flax. So this is her Needle and Flax one. The tomato, I love that. I love little tomatoes. And I love the little thimble. I mean, it's just so little quaint little design. So I got that one. This is Blue Work Pairs. So I have my red work. I decorate a lot with the blue and white plates and stuff. So I thought these would look really cute in there. These are the Blue Work Pairs. So I'm gonna eventually start on those. They say it's modeled or stitched over a 35 count light khaki linen from Weeks Dye Works, using 1 strand over 2 with dinky dye silk. No, it's DMC conversion given in key after /. So it does give you a DMC conversion in the pattern. So, and this is a Annie B's folk art. This is an Annie B's folk art pattern. So that one. I'm really wanting to start an animal crackers. I really, 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 really want to start an animal cracker. So this is something I will want to be starting soon. This is an animal cracker series by Stacy Nash, and this is Little Miss Maggie May. And I've seen a lot of people doing her, and I've seen a lot of people change out her sweater color. So I'm not sure what sweater color I want to do, if I want to keep it the yellow or if I want to do maybe a pink one. I don't know. We'll see. So that's one that I'm looking forward to as well. This is the one I was talking about. I've already got it kitted up. I'm just waiting on the fabric from Fabrics by Stephanie, the pomegranate. And that is the hands-on design Ladybug Picnic. And so I'm just waiting for this pink fabric, which is so different, so out of my color scheme and fabrics that I choose from. But I really, really fell in love with that. I was just like, that is so, and then I have all the, oh, you did not see that. We have the Weeks flosses in here. So yeah, so I have that kitted up. Oh my gosh, I just realized I bought this one twice, the blue pairs. I have 2 of them. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess when I reach to a certain amount of subscribers and followers, that might be a giveaway. We will see. I haven't gotten to that point yet, haven't gotten that many people yet, so we'll eventually get there. I had bought the book Sewing Club by Blackbird Designs because I really loved all the patterns in here. So that's another one I'm looking forward to doing. And then last but not least, I had gotten the Stacy Nash, The Stables at Holly Berry Farm. And I really, really, really like those horses. And I really, really, really love that house. So I cannot wait to also start this one. So I've got a lot of things I gotta work on. I've got a lot of things I wanna try to finish. I really hope you guys have hung in there with me. I hope you've enjoyed my little stitching journey in my Flosstube video. Again, subscribe, like, share with friends, share with family. I hope to hear from any good comments, any good criticism I take. I don't mind it, but you know, this is such a good community. I really don't think there will be any hateful things, but I hope you all treat each other well and treat me well. And, you know, I live by that golden rule. Always treat people the way you want to be treated. So I know we have our moments. We all do. But stay safe. Happy stitching. And I look forward to the next video.